Hi, this is Hottie Chicken, and in Appreciating Azeroth today, we're looking at Stormwind. The Alliance capital is a vast one. Let's have a closer look to see what little features we can find there. Entering through the Valley of Heroes, I actually stopped at the end. I've never looked at the monument to Turalyon. It's actually pretty cool to read. Now that I'm in Stormwind proper, I thought I'd have a look at some features that some folks might have missed on their way through. I thought I'd start at the bank. Have you ever paid attention to what's around the tellers? I never noticed these quills before, or these ink pots. I didn't really look behind them, at the desks, at the paperwork. I certainly didn't see the wanted posters behind them. I wonder who that is. I also didn't notice these little candles next door in the lanterns. How many years have you been coming to the bank and haven't noticed them? And next, we're off to the barber shop. All the times I've been here and I never noticed that all the little mannequin heads were actually goblins. I guess it makes sense. I've yet to see any of these hairstyles in game though. Maybe in the future? Upstairs, I really like this feature and I hope they don't change it. It's a nod to the story of Sweeney Todd. I won't go into the details, but, well, his customers left with more than a close shave. I couldn't go by without saying hello to Midgie and her wonderful polar bear, Mage Claw, before heading off to the Mage District. I stopped into the apothecary shop. I've been in here a few times, but I never had a close look at all of the equipment they have on the desk. I think it's pretty cool. How many times have you been past this class of little wizards? Did you know that you could do this? Talk to their master for a second and see what happens. My next stop is the Slaughtered Lamb. As a warlock, I know this place very well. But did you know if you keep going down past the trainers, there are some tombs? I recognise this design, but I don't think I've ever seen a green skull before. Wonder what that could be from. Just a quick mention, I went out to the balcony overlooking Lion's Rest and the harbour generally. While I was there, a Stormwind guard came and started crying. Apparently he's been doing that for years. Wonder what's wrong with the poor fella. Next I went up to the Mage Tower itself. I stopped for a few seconds to have a little look at these features. I have never noticed that little spinning, whatchamacallit, thingamajig, whatever it is. I thought it was pretty cool. Whilst I was standing there, I had a look at the entrance into the Mage Tower proper. I have never noticed the bubble. Have you? I think it looks cool. Inside, just before the portals, I have never noticed this little glassed-in garden. It has a statue and little sun motes floating down. I think it's gorgeous and I've never noticed it before. Just the same, I didn't stop and have a look at this window with the sunlight coming through. I think it's beautiful. Little floating candles on the left. Little things like that we rush through just to get to the portals. Speaking of which, have you ever noticed these stairs up here? Where does that go to? If we were on the other side, what does that room look like? Of the portals themselves, I stopped at a couple of them. I noticed this map up on the wall. I'm trying to decide what this is a map of. If you know what that is, pop it in the comments down below. Having a look at another portal, I thought this was really cool. If you go up close, you can see runes down the bottom. I have never noticed them before. I love little features like this glowing lamp in the portal to Exodar. I think it's beautiful. I really want to take a moment and appreciate these runes on the Caverns of Time portal. I think they're lovely. I wish they had some meaning. Maybe they do. Let me know in the comments if you know what they do mean. Same goes for this portal over here. Who is this a statue of? What am I missing? Time to leave the Mage portal. We're going to head on out and go and explore another part of Stormwind. On my way to Lion's Rest, I stopped and had a chat with Martin.
What can I do for you?
He was sharing his experience of dating Taurens. Martin is named after a 3D artist at Blizzard. Many NPCs in the game are named after Blizzard employees, their friends, and their families. The cenotaph to King Varian Wrynn is beautiful. I really wish that these words were readable. I'd love to know what they are. Perhaps they're names to the fallen. I suspect they are, actually. I love the sunlight going in over the king. It's really quite beautiful. At the back, you'll find someone interesting. This is Solaire of Andorral.
You need something?
If you do /praise, he will bask you in light. But if you do /tired, you will get the Wayfarer's bonfire toy. I can't say I've ever been in this store before. It bridges between one side of Stormwind and the Dwarven district. That looks like a familiar face on the wanted poster. There's a bear, a falcon statue that looks like it belongs in an Indiana Jones movie, with some drinks on the bar, and some treasures, some jewellery, all sorts of bits of pieces. It's an interesting little place. On my way to the cathedral, I found this group of acolytes.
New doorways have opened to us.
Apparently I wasn't dressed to their liking. I wasn't invited to that party. I'll just move on. Nothing to see here.
Unchecked emotion leads to ruin.
Own path. We embrace a new future.
I read somewhere that if you go into the flower shop and tell the little girl Adeline that you like flowers, that she will cover you in petals. And that's exactly what happened. I've never actually done it. I thought it was pretty cute. I thought I would spend some time in the training hall. Although I've been here off and on over the years, I've not spent a lot of time in here. The features and the design and artwork are beautiful, so I'm going to go to each trainer to show you what you might have missed. Here's the hunting trainers. Look at the little details. I think it's lovely. Next it's the druid trainers. Look at the owl form statue. Even the carpets are beautiful. I've never noticed these details before. Next we have the mage trainer. Isn't it beautiful? Can you see there's robes on the wall? I'd never noticed them before. And right next door we have the wonderful monk trainer. Look at his little teapot next to his bonsai. I love the fire and lightning on this. It looks fantastic. Simple but effective. Of course, I have to show you the warlocks. Anyone else not seen this painting before? I have never paid attention to this. Where have I been? Dwarven warlock. Isn't he fabulous? Look at that statue. I love the details, love the candles, and I have no idea what's in this little globe here on my right, but I want a battle pet, just like it. Thank you very much. Over here we have the rogue trainer. I love all the details in this little section, and on that wall, I'm not sure what that is, but are these hit lists? I'm not really sure, and I'm not going to ask because it's rogue business, obviously. Next, it's off to the cathedral area of Stormwind. Here we see Terran Justice Gregory and Diva Marie.
Need help?
Terran is actually the cinematic project director for Blizzard Entertainment. He's standing here in front of the statue of Uther the Lightbringer. quick note, and after some investigation, Diva Marie is named after Terran's real-life wife as well. I think it's very cool to see NPCs named after Blizzard folk.
Good day to you.
Of course, what's a cathedral area without a Mr. and Mrs.? And here I met Mr. Fuzzles and his wife, Mrs. Fuzzles. And you can pet them. I noticed over my shoulder another NPC, Jenica Holzman. She had two cats with her, Peeps and Brain. I've since found out that she's named after Liz Holzman, who was behind the series Pinky and the Brain, and this is a tribute to her and the two characters. Inside the cathedral, you will find the NPC Wreckful, a wonderful tribute to player Byron Bernstein, who passed away in July 2020.
Have a good one.
Just down the adjacent spiral staircase, you will find Brother Crowley. He's a Scarlet Crusade emissary. And just over the way there, you'll see the way down to the catacombs. I won't go down there to show you what is there, but you can certainly go and investigate for yourself. Some folks may not know that there is an orphanage here in Stormwind, so I thought I'd pop in and just show you some of the little features.
Hello.
They've got their little beds all lined up, they've got their toys, they've got all of their clothes all folded in their little areas, they've got teddy bears on their beds as well. I just thought it was really sweet, so I just came past for a quick look. It's interesting that while most NPCs have their own stores, most of the traders, the jeweler trainers does not. They're actually outside of a building. And here's Farrah Facet. I think she's a tribute to Farrah Fawcett, don't you? The hair's a bit of a giveaway. Maybe the red top. I like this little area. I think I've been a jeweler for most of my characters in WoW, and I like the setup with the little tables and the jewellery. Let's pay a visit to the auction house. There are some pretty interesting little props in here, including what looks like a butcher's block. Maybe it's their lunch. There are quite a few weapons in here, and at the very end I saw this old globe. I really like this. Oh, and this is auctioneer Hess. At about 9 o'clock server time, I believe, he turns into a worgen. Now it's time to visit the Deeprun Tram. I absolutely love the look of the Deeprun Tram station and the tram itself, but I do have to admit, after all of these years, I've often taken the tram and never looked really closely at the aquarium that you go past. You're about to see it now on my left, but we're going to go and have a close look at it. The first thing I notice, it's like an underground marina. It is absolutely beautiful. And inside, there's Nessie. For years and years and years, I never knew that Nessie was there, or that a tram would be seen on the other side. I think that is so cool. And of course, you can't have an aquarium without a shark. I did spot something down the corner. I saw 2 shipwrecks, but then I saw there was a sail with a unicorn on it. Why is this in game? Have we got anything in game that has a unicorn like that on it? Excluding Shadowlands, of course. I'm heading off to the embassy now, just past Olivia's pond. They are the grave sites, by the way, of Olivia and her mother, apparently. Very tragic. In this little hut here, and I actually haven't been here before, it looks like there's a guard having his lunch. Perhaps they're the embassy guards. On the other side of the embassy looks like a small barracks. Again, I've never paid any attention to it. There's a little dog inside, there's some pet cages over here for battle pets it looks like, and I spotted, once I saw the dog, that there were some little pet bowls on the side. They even have raised pet bowls like you see now. I'll go over in a little minute and show you. Aren't they cute? And upstairs I found out what the guards do in their downtime. Looks like they play Hearthstone. Little details I look for and I really appreciate. Have a look at the smoke plume coming out of this candle. Still in this area, I spotted a little hut that I've not been into before. How many places do we just run past on our way to level and get to the next quest? Me being me, haughty chicken and all, I spotted the chickens over here. I was a little bit surprised when I clicked on their name. There's Mrs. Howell. You know who's going to be next. Hello, Marianne. And there's Ginger. Of course, go tribute to Gilligan's Island. You don't see many babies in the game. This NPC has a wee little one in her arms. Now I believe that the NPC is named after an employee of Blizzard. I haven't seen that little pot behind me near the fire. Have a little look when I go over after I finish saying hello to Zoe. I think it might be the one that you can make as an engineer now. I think it might be called Pierre, maybe a paddle pet? Let me know in the comments if Pierre is a battle pet just like this one. Isn't he fabulous? It's time to have a little look at Stormwind Cemetary. To be honest, I think I've been here maybe once or twice in the whole time I've played the game. There's a few various headstones. That stone looks familiar, I've seen that throughout Stormwind off and on. Some are intricate, some are simple. Some have a few bones.
Hello.
I spotted this NPC here and I looked up her name. The only thing I could come up with is it's actually a character from a game called Persona 5. Coincidence? I think not. Didn't know that this character was here and she actually plays music with the melodious, or rhythm if you say it quickly.
Hey there.
She's amazing.
You need something?
Not far from Myth is Colin O'Rourke and his pet. I found out that Colin wrote to Blizzard when he was 10 with the dungeon design. They were so impressed, they put an NPC and a pet in-game in his honour. I couldn't leave the cemetery without visiting the Tiffin Illyrian Rin Memorial. This is the memorial in the cemetery to Queen Tiffin. She was the wife to King Varian Rin and the mother to Anduin. I think it's simply beautiful. Oh, by the way, David and Judy there, they're the parents of Terran Gregory. The harbour is the last place we'll visit. Did you know that there were lobster pots down there? You do now. I noticed this couple at the end of the pier. I've seen them before, but I never had a close look. It seems they're a couple long in love who are heading to North Ren for a holiday with their pup. On investigation, I found out that Daniel also worked for Blizzard and Ty was his real-life wife.
Well met.
See you
When
later.
you read this story, it's a little bit cute. In the final section of my tour of Stormwind, I headed over to the shipyard. I thought these were pretty amazing. It's a little forge area where they make all of the anchors for the ships.
Greetings.
I've not actually seen a forge like this before.
See you around.
You can see they've got their little plans on the table, the anchors that they've made, and some ingots. Just as I was ending my tour of Stormwind, I spotted this umbrella and looks like a dock worker who's had more than enough of his long working day.
Good day to you. Safe travels.
And this is where I'm leaving Stormwind. If there's any little features that I've missed that you know about, please let me know in the comments. Next in Appreciating Azeroth, I am off to Orgrimmar.